The Buick, it's telling me the key is missing, but it's very much in my pocket. Check for key. You know, that's really funny because I was just about to explain that the Buick Enclave is all new for 2025 and it's way better than we expected.
Awkward.
Key issue aside, we do like the Enclave and we're going to tell you why.
But first, here's how much the Enclave costs.
Kiddo, do you want to hold the key for a little bit, see if the car notices it there? The first thing that I noticed, these arcing lines, it feels like a sketch drawn by pen turned into an interior.
The first thing that jumped out to me was all the texture. There's such a nice variety in here.
This isn't going to put any luxury manufacturers on notice, but it's a nice place to hang out, unless the sun is shining from an awkward angle, which is many angles, because over here, the shiny black plastic with this metallic trim on the end, there were a lot of occasions where this was shooting light right into my precious eyes. If only there were a sunglasses manufacturer that could protect my precious, precious, delicate, beautiful blue eyes.
Why are you using so many adjectives?
Because I know what YouTube wants. They want adjectives.
Let's bring in some adjectives to describe all this small storage. Petite, ginormous, sauce-worthy,
big iPhone ready. And then you've got this little floating treatment here where you have a dedicated phone zone and a standard wireless phone charger, a little like coin slot or a place to put your missing key, and then cup holders right here. And they're adjustable in size. And then the under console area is huge.
You can fit a purse in there. You might have to cram it.
Coming at the audience pretty hard, sweetie.
Sorry. There's also room for a bottle and then some in the door.
Moving to the seats, I have a pressure point up here between my shoulders, but I have a very sensitive body. Don't make it weird.
Sorry. I thought that was my duty here.
No, your duty is to tell me that I'm wrong and that the seat is quite comfortable for you.
The seat is super comfortable. It's wide, it's cushy, it's adjustable enough. I like it.
All Enclaves come in the 7-passenger arrangement with second row captain's chairs and then a third row bench. Seated behind my ideal front seat position, there's plenty of room in the second row, and then behind that position, headroom is excellent in the third row. It's a very comfortable foot to butt ratio, so your knees aren't up in your face. My only challenge would be like knee space. I might need the person in front to move forward just a little bit. But assuming the person in the second row in front of me isn't a mega jerk, I can fit back there quite comfortably as the ultimate average American male, 5'10", long torso, poofy hair. One wish for the third row would be an adjustable seat back. I find it to be a comfortable static position, but you never know on a long drive when you need a little extra lean. Meanwhile, in the second row, the seats slide and recline to a generous degree. Kiddo, what about you? How do you find sitting in the second row and the third row?
They're both pretty comfy.
And what about climbing aboard the Buick Enclave?
It's not easy, but it's not very hard. So I'd say it's kind of medium.
Oh, and what about climbing into the third row, Kiddo?
There's a little button you can press and it moves the seat out of the way, but you do have to hold it for a sec.
Beyond needing to hold the button, my other criticism is that when the second row seat is slid forward, the area underneath it looks really unfinished. Like there's like a spring and it just looks like they could have made that a little bit neater. Regarding the third row, I forgot to mention there are these little vents up top so everybody stays comfortable even if they're in the backmost seats. For cargo, we got a lot of space to work with, 22.9 cubic feet behind the third row and then 57.1 behind the second row. For accessing the Enclave's cargo area, there is a keyless function, hands-free function. You really do need the key, actually. Just leave it in your pocket, stand back here, and then the hatchback will automatically open up. We've got the third row seats down. In our version, we have an optional power function. This one, you have to hold the button, but watch how quickly they move. Whee! Well, it was a slow start, but it got moving. Same thing on the left side. Is it trapped? What happened? Hold that thought. That's all the way forward. Go ahead and push it, sweetie. Push it down. Now push it up. Ideally, I wouldn't have had to push that up, but the other day it was working great. Quick down, quick up. Another highlight of the Enclave's cargo area is this underfloor section. The little cargo floor stays in the up position conveniently. You got this big bin right here, and it's all waterproof, so you could fill that with ice if you were so inclined, though there is not a drain plug. And then if you remove that, there is a spare tire underneath. And then we also have second row seat releases from the cargo area. We'll do the right side here. Boop! Down it goes. This is a very functional space, not unlike flying eye sunglasses in that they are highly functional. Their design is perfect for pilots like me. They fit comfortably under a headset or helmet, but they also work great for drivers or motorcyclists just like you. If you're curious to learn how this wizardry is possible, bendy shot again, click the link in the description below. Sweetie, what is the car seat situation?
There are top tethers in all 5 rear seats, but you will only find lower anchors in the second row. I'm 5'2". Behind a workable front seat position for myself, there is room for a rear-facing car seat in the second or the third row, but not both.
As for safety, the NHTSA has rated the Enclave 5 stars overall. It is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. We have 8 airbags standard plus a full suite of driver assist technology, and there's a really cool feature called Teen Driver, which locks in certain safety features when you have a young person behind the wheel, and also gives a report card tattling on their behavior. What do we think, family? Is the Buick Enclave family friendly?
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
Rear window test. All the way down. Boop. Armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4, easy access to the inboard and outboard armrest, reasonable squish factor on the inboard, no hard plastic under there, though it does sound like it. Same deal on the outside. I'm gonna go 85% inboard, 85% outboard. Moving onward to style. The Buick Enclave, as mentioned in the beginning, is all new for 2025. With this revised styling, the Enclave has taken on Buick's latest iteration of their styling philosophy, which is a little less adorned, a little more smooth, and I would say a lot more appealing. For comparison, here's the 2024 version and here's the 2025 version.
I want to share what I think it looks like, but if any small children are listening, please do earmuffs. It looks like a baby shark.
Oh God, that is not where I thought that was going.
Doesn't it though, with the faux headlights and then the real headlights below it, and that big grille kind of looks like teeth?
Buick Enclave.
Apologies if I started anything in your family just now. That song is very catchy.
The version we're driving, by the way, is the Sport Touring trim. That's the middle trim, and they make it a little sportier looking. Black trim on the outside, ST badges on the outside as well. Regarding our specific tester, it is Moonstone Gray Metallic, if you like the paint job, and then we also have this $1,500 panoramic moonroof, which does open up the interior quite a bit. When Buick introduced their new Invista SUV, which is a little one, I thought, like, man, that is a really neat looking little SUV. Seeing that same design approach applied to a larger canvas like the Enclave, I'm like, yeah, it still really works. We really like the look of the Buick Enclave for 2025, but what do you think? You like it? You dislike it? Tell us in the comments. Also, thank you for watching this video. We appreciate you. Moving onward to In Motion. I find the Enclave's ride quality to be pleasing. It doesn't float like you might expect a Buick to. It just sort of shaves off the rough edges of the road. The Avenir version, which is the top level trim, has adaptive suspensions, which I expect would improve ride quality even more. And then from a conversation perspective, sadly my child can hear me, so it's quiet enough inside for comfortable conversation, even at speed. That's the stuff. See, I could hear that annoyed groan really clearly. The Enclave features something called Steering Return Assist, which pulls the steering wheel back when you're done turning. And I thought to myself, that's going to introduce an artificial sensation through the steering wheel. Then I got in the car and I just drove and it feels fine. It's not a sporty driving vehicle, despite the ST badge. It just drives innocuously, which is the fashion for a 3-row family SUV. There's a standard turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine. It feels like it's kind of holding on to revs even at modest pedal positions. Like, is it supposed to be holding on to revs like that? Is it going to shift? I think what's happening is it's doing its best to make reasonable power. It just could sound a little bit more refined if it was able to do that at slightly lower revs. Nonetheless, when it does make those gear changes, they are seamless. I am briefly going to floor it. Floored. Whee! In terms of maximum power when you really need it, there is enough to work with. Oh, and one more transmission issue. We've got these little paddle shifters here. If you grab the top, like where the plus sign is, it flexes enough that it won't activate it. You have to push down a little bit lower. So we got flappy paddle syndrome.
Is it treatable?
You just gotta move your finger, baby. We do have a few different modes to play around with. Tour has served me just fine, but we also have Sport, Snow and Ice, and then an off-road mode. Though I'm gonna caution you against going too far off-road, mostly because of tires. We got about 7 inches of ground clearance. Feel free to touch dirt, but do so daintily. Offered on all Enclave trims is something called Super Cruise. That's their hands-free driving feature. It's about $3,200, and ours does indeed have it. I got to use that on the way home, and it did a great job keeping me in my lane, steering around. I was able to just observe, and then I entered a construction zone and it's like, hey, you got to take over. Every time we use Super Cruise, it's like, it's super cool as long as you understand its limitations, which is your mind has to be engaged and you need to be ready to take over whenever the car tells you to. Work with those limitations and you too can twiddle your thumbs as you commute from one place to another. And I'll bet no other YouTube video you watch today is going to have the word twiddle in it. Last thing, let's do the Micah Muzio limo challenge. I'm going to come to a smooth stop. Hopefully it is buttery smooth. Maybe you can't even tell that I've come to a stop. Steady, steady, steady.
Oh, the last part was very smooth.
With a deft foot, you can bring this thing to a very smooth stop, but it does take a little bit of effort. That's what I think about driving the Buick Enclave, but what does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel. Question number one, try that 360 cam.
It's really crisp, which I like, but it is also a little bit small.
Nonetheless, the crispness does let you know, oh yeah, there's nothing around here. We can pull away safely.
Hooray!
And we do have a few different views you can use. So, and the fact that this is standard is super cool. How do you find visibility around the vehicle?
Visibility is good in all directions, except over my right shoulder, there's a huge D-pillar, and the belt line kind of rises up. I'm glad there's blind spot warning here.
Yes, that is the standard feature. Sometimes the size of a 3-row SUV can strike you as intimidating. How do you find driving the Enclave?
This is right size. It doesn't seem too big. I had no trouble maneuvering it around parking lots.
Real quick, come to a complete stop. All right, and now floor.
Okay.
Is that confident power off the line?
I think the sound that it makes when it's moving saps a little bit of my confidence rather than the actual speeds it reaches.
So because the engine sounds like a little like, it feels like it's desperate or like struggling to make power rather than easy, confident power?
But once I got used to that, I realized, oh no, I'm going fast enough. It just sounds like I'm having trouble.
If you were in the market for a 3-row premium SUV, are there any game killers that would keep you from driving a Buick Enclave?
No game killers here.
Excellent, I'm getting back to the driver's seat. Moving onward to remarks. Dang, look at that big old screen. That's 30 inches of standard screen that covers both the gauge cluster side and the infotainment side. And they've smartly arranged it so that this space here where a steering wheel is occupied visually isn't doing anything of value. This is such an impactful visual, and I love that it's standard. I also love Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless smartphone connectivity comes standard, and that is something that's being phased out of a lot of GM vehicles. So I'm so pleased to see it here.
I have bad eyes, so I really appreciate how large and crisp these icons are. There are also shortcuts on the left-hand side, which are handy, but a little bit of a reach for the passenger. The HVAC controls are both in the screen or down here, so whatever your preference is, do that. And I really appreciate that even though this is a beautiful, clean aesthetic with a huge screen, there's still a volume knob.
Yes, the volume knob is positioned in a place of honor, begging you to twist it. And now let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. Here's how you open the hood on a Buick Enclave. I sure do like those struts. Here's where you check the engine oil, here's where you add engine oil, and over on the right side, that's where you add the washer fluid. And if you're wondering what the Enclave's horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The only engine offered is a 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission. If you want all-wheel drive, that'll be an extra $2,000. If you want to tow, it maxes out at 5,000 pounds, and regular fuel is fine.
Sweetie, please share our trim recommendation.
That's good. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential features you would regret not getting in a Buick Enclave, but at the lowest possible price. The base preferred trim includes everything you need and more, like power adjustable heated front seats with 4-way lumbar, leatherette seating, a heated steering wheel, 3-zone climate control, that huge 30-inch screen, 20-inch wheels, and smart key access. Among the competitive set, you might consider that Acura MDX we mentioned, the Genesis GV80, or the Lincoln Aviator, or perhaps you can also consider mainstream choices like the Mazda CX-90 or the Enclave's platform mate, the Chevrolet Traverse. In the beginning of the video, we mentioned that the Buick Enclave is way better than we expected. Here's why. It looks great in person, it's got a highly functional interior, it's a reasonable price for what you're getting. The feature set on the base car is generous, including a 360-degree camera system, this big 30-inch monitor, a hands-free power liftgate. And if you compare our trim recommendation for the Enclave versus the Acura MDX, which I said in a very weird way, it's about $6,000 cheaper. So it looks good, it works good, it's got a bunch of cool features, and it's pretty reasonably priced. That's way better than we expected. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. And now it is our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature of the Buick Enclave?
I love the logo.
Tell us more.
Well, it looks like fancy fingernails.
Do you think if you painted your fingernails red, silver, and blue, Buick might give you a free Enclave? Probably not, actually. Although I really expected you to say that your favorite feature was the key to the car because you've had it for the entire time here. Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Buick Enclave. May I have a 5? And feel free to put that key in my hand. Thank you. And a 5. And you. Come get your high five. Blamo! And now please enjoy our AI-generated synopsis song about the Buick Enclave.
Take a ride, feel alive, luxury and style with pride. Take a ride.